Hello everyone, what is going on? It is I, everyone's favorite jack of all trades with a foul mouth, Commodore Urban, and I got a video for you guys today. I'm at ease now, guys. If you guys remember the video I put out not too long ago, titled "Where is the SS United States?" I was really frantic. I didn't know where the hell the ship went off to because it wasn't on Google Maps and shit like that. Anyway, several people have messaged me, people that live in the Philadelphia area and stuff, and they're like, it's okay, come. Take a chill pill, relax. She's still there. She's still where she's at. And one person that really put me at ease, his name is Michael Strasbaugh. Strasbaugh. I hope I'm not fucking butchering your name to shit, but Michael Strasbaugh, he is a member of the SS United States Conservancy. He got in contact with some people from the local, Philadelphia area, and he messaged on my video, and he said, it's cool, Commodore. She's still where she's at. So, knowing that, since he's a member of the Conservancy, and he said, don't worry, if she did get moved, everybody would have been alerted. Everybody would have been notified by the Conservancy. So, oh, what a fucking relief it is. So, thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. And if you watch this video, I'm going to dedicate this video to you, okay? Because you put my mind and my heart at ease, knowing that my grand lady, the United States, is still where she's supposed to be. Because, like I said before, I'm planning on coming down to Philadelphia sometime this year just to see her. That's it. So, what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to read the history of the SS United States from this book, The Complete Encyclopedia of Steamships, by John Batchelor and Christopher Chant. And let's hope it's right. I'll show you guys the pictures, and there's a few pictures, but we're going to read it. And if there's anything wrong, I'll fucking correct it. It says United States, 1951. Well, that could be changed to 52, but regarded by many as the most advanced passenger liner ever built, the transatlantic passenger liner of the United States can be regarded as the creation of the celebrated and very successful naval architect William Francis Gibbs, more than of any other single person. You fucking right, that's right. Ever since the Clipper age, the ship design and shipbuilding capabilities of the U.S. have been generally inferior to the country's European economical rivals. Not only in the UK, which was a major maritime power of the age between 1850 and the late 1930s, but in more recent years also by the French, the Germans, and Italian interest. This fact was reflected in the knowledge, impalatable to most Americans, that the last U.S. ship to set a transatlantic speed record was the Baltic of the Collins Lines, which completed the crossing from Liverpool to Sandy Hook in 9 days and 16 hours in 1854. Yep, that's fucking right. Gibbs had embarked on the process of planning a vessel to rival the most powerful and luxurious appointed European liners in the period before the start of the Second World War, which was 1939 to 45. And in many respects, his SS America 1940 can be regarded as first take on the matter of conceiving and creating the ultimate big ship. World War II, in which the U.S. became embroiled in December 1941, postponed rather than eliminated Gibbs' fascination with the whole concept. The end of World War II ushered in a boom period of considerable economic prosperity and national optimism in the U.S., which was currently the world's only military and economic superpower, and Gibbs re-embarked on his project with enthusiasm. Oh, hell yeah, he did. Gibbs was greatly encouraged and inspired by the excellent service which the British transatlantic liners Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth had given in World War II, during which they had safely carried very substantial numbers of troops across the Atlantic to Europe, at which the time the U.S. government declared that it would be sensible for it to sponsor the construction of a large and very fast vessel intended for use as a liner, but also capable of transporting large numbers of soldiers in times of crisis or war. That's correct. The construction of Gibbs' new liner therefore began to mature as a joint program between the U.S. government and the United States lines. Right again. The U.S. government contributed $50 million of the $78 million construction cost, leaving the United States lines to provide the other $28 million. Yep. In return for its financial contribution to the program, the U.S. government demanded that the resulting ship be readily convertible into a troop ship or a hospital ship in the event of war. The United States was built by the Newport News Shipbuilding and Dry Dock Company at Newport News, Virginia. Her keel was laid on February 8, 1950 in a graving dock, and the hull was floated out of this on June 23, 1951. That's fucking correct. The United States was built to an exacting specification demanded by the U.S. Navy and including a high degree of compartmentalization and wholly separate engine rooms as a means of enhancing her ability to survive should she be damaged in war. That is correct once again. Conscious of the vulnerability to fire revealed in World War II by the U.S. Navy aircraft carriers, which were characterized by their wooden flight decks, Gibbs's team used no wood in the framing, accessories, or decorations of the United States. There was no wood interior fittings in the vessels, no wood interior surfaces in the vessel's fittings, including all furniture and fabrics were specially manufactured in glass, metal, and spun fiberglass. The process was extended as far as the use of aluminum alloy rather than wooden clothes hangers in the passenger cabins, and indeed, the only wooden equipment used in the construction and fitting out of the vessel was in the bilge keels and some of the work surfaces in the galleys. In the ballroom's grand piano, which was made of a rare but fire-resistant wood. That's true. And right here it says the elegant and advanced United States in the waters of New York Harbor. And the United States was driven through the water by 4 5-blade propellers. That's wrong. 2 were 5-bladed. The inboard screws. The outboard screws are 2 4-bladed. The construction of the ship's superstructure involved the largest use of aluminum alloy in any construction project up to this time, and presented the builder with the difficult technical task of joining the superstructure of aluminum alloy constructed to a hull of steel construction. The maximum width of the new liner was fixed at 106 feet. It's actually 106.5, I believe. 32.3 meters. As the maximum able to pass through the locks of the Panama Canal, which were just 110 feet, 33.5 meter wide. The United States also incorporated the most potent engine installation in any merchant vessel at the time, and indeed the most powerful in any vessel to date, with the exception of the U.S. Navy's recent aircraft carriers Forrestal class. In overall terms, the United States assembled in one package all the recent experience of the Gibbs and Cox Company in combination with the technical advancements in the materials, structures, and propulsion for the U.S. Navy in World War II. The United States thus began to take shape as a sturdy and very safe vessel, which nonetheless offered notably high speed, the capability for realistic competition and accommodation, and overall comfort with the larger Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth and low fuel consumption. In her trials off the Virginian coast in June 1952, the machinery of the United States generated 241,785 shp, or 180,275 kilowatts, resulting in a speed of 39.38 knots, or in one maximum power spread, a reported but in fact inaccurate 43 knots. In fact, the new liner outpaced an accompanied destroyer of the U.S. Navy. The United States Lines was concerned in keeping its new vessel's real capabilities under wraps for the time being. However, it reported merely that the United States had exceeded 34 knots. That is true. On July 4th, no, it's actually supposed to be July 3rd. On July 3rd, 1952, the United States departed from New York on a maiden voyage across the North Atlantic to Southampton under the command of Commodore Harry Manning. That's right. The United States then demolished the transatlantic speed record held by the Queen Mary for the previous 14 years by more than 10 hours, making her maiden eastbound crossing from the Ambrose Light outside New York Harbor to Bishop's Rock off Cornwall in the UK in 3 days, 10 hours, and 40 minutes, at an average speed of 35.59 knots. That's correct. The vessel then broke the westbound record by returning to the U.S. in 3 days, 12 hours, and 12 minutes, at an average speed of 34.51 knots. In just one voyage, therefore, the United States had seized both the eastbound and the westbound Blue Band. That is for fucking sure she did. This was a magnificent start to the career of the United States, which maintained an average crossing speed of more than 30 knots on the North Atlantic run over her service career of 17 years. During this time, her captains were Harry Manning, John Anderson, and Leroy J. Alexanderson. The liner was very popular and was a worthy competitor to the Cunard Line's Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth, which, though larger, were some 11% to 12% slower than the flagship of the U.S. mercantile fleet. Most voyages included a stop at Le Havre in France, and the United States sometimes voyaged as far east as Bremerhaven in Germany. Although the ship embarked fewer passengers than the Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth, the United States generally had her accommodation occupied to a higher percentage than either of the two British ships. In her first full season, the United States filled 90% of her berths and carried 69,231 passengers, whereas the Queen Elizabeth carried 70,775 passengers and the Queen Mary was 62,443. By the end of the 1950s, though, the United States was in the same hazardous position as other transatlantic liners, with the most of their potential passengers preferring the speed of the jet aircraft. That's right. At the same time, rapidly rising labor costs and a swelling number of strikes rendered the United States lines economically vulnerable. On November 7th, 1969, therefore, the United States steamed from New York for what was to have been a routine overhaul at Newport News, but her return to service was then canceled and the vessel was laid up in Newport News. That's right. In the following year, several schemes were mooted for the restoration of the vessel and her return to service, and she was acquired variously by the Federal Maritime Commission in 1973 and by U.S. Cruise Lines in 1978. In 1992, she was purchased by Turkish interests who planned to convert her to a cruise ship. 4 years later, she returned to the U.S. and was laid up in Philadelphia. In 1999, the SS United States Foundation and the SS United States Conservancy, which at the time was known as the SS United States Preservation Society Incorporated, managed to have the ship placed on the National Register of Historical Places. In 2003, Norwegian Cruise Lines bought the ship for its newly announced Hawaiian passenger service. By August of 2004, NCL conducted feasibility studies for the restoration of the vessel. In May 2006, the chairman of Star Cruises, NCL's owner, said the company's next project was the restoration of the United States, which in fact never happened. Here's another picture, guys. It says the United States at sea, where she was able to maintain a nobly high cruising speed, and that's a fucking awesome picture. And right here, we're going to read United States type, passenger liner, tonnage, 53,320 gross registered tons, dimensions, length 990 feet, 301.8 meters, beam 101 feet 8 inches, that's right, it's actually 101 feet 6 inches, 31 meters, draft not available, propulsion 4 Westinghouse geared steam turbines delivering 240,000 shaft horsepower, 184,909 kilowatts to 4 propellers for 35 knots plus. Complement is 913 first class, 558 cabin, and 537 tourist class passengers and 1,036 crew. So yeah, quite a bit, and the book mostly was correct. There's a few little fuck-ups, but yeah, it comes and goes. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of a brief history on the SS United States. If you enjoyed it, hit the fucking like button. If you love the channel, hit the fucking subscribe button, hit the damn notification bell, become a member of the Commodore crew, never miss another video. And until next time, this is Commodore Urban. Stay out smooth seas and clear skies. Happy sailing with all of you. God bless all of you. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay awesome, and just be yourselves, okay? Until next time, so long, my friends, and take care.